Hey guys, Darren the Detail Guy here doing a quick handheld review. Not typically my favorite thing is the handheld reviews, but my cell phone's handy and I just spent the day doing a whole bunch of projects around the house and doing some stuff to help my dad out, and it just struck me. These Harbor Freight Doyle tools are, for the homeowner and the, you know, sort of guy who's not doing too, or gal, right? Plenty of women out there doing work. Just doing things around the house, and you just need sort of a simple, a tool to be ready for you. Boy, you just can't beat these. I'll leave the item numbers below, but, we're talking just a really simple pair of side cutters here. Again, I think most of the things that we're going to run into all day as homeowners, these cut just fine. You can cut heavy duty wire. I had to cut some real thick, crazy 10 gauge wire. Could probably get through 8 gauge if I had to. But as long as you're cutting copper wire or aluminum wire, these are just going to be absolutely fine. I've probably got 4 or 5 pair of these just laying around. I keep them in my garage. I keep them in my tool bag. Certainly I keep some in my truck all the time. They cut through pretty much anything. And again, I've got, knock on wood, I haven't had any luck with damage to the cutting surfaces at all. All the Doyle hand tools use a real nice Plastidip type handle, so if it's really cold out, they're a little bit warmer, and they give you a nicer grip, and they're well done. They're really thick plastic. They're not just gonna break. Again, if you're working in a real industrial environment where you're going to be grabbing these things 20, 30 times a day, I cannot speak to how long they're going to last. But again, for the homeowner, I've got a pair of these that I beat the heck out of for a couple years now, and they work great. Their Linesman pliers are terrific. I've got a set of Kleins, one of their Linesman pliers. I probably paid $35. These, I think, are $14.99. And of course, we're always talking about Harbor Freight. You're talking, wait for the sale, wait for the coupon. It's the only way to do it. I think when I get to the little slip jaw pliers here in a sec, I think they're on sale this week right now for $4.99. So you can't beat them. But they've got a little bit of the same Plastidip type of handles. I think I just mentioned. I think these are a 9-inch. Model. Now, keep in mind, Harbor Freight does have less expensive versions of their tools. You can get Pittsburgh, you can get Quinn, which is the step down from this. Pittsburgh is the step below the Quinn. But for the money, you're spending a tiny bit of extra money on these, and frankly, I feel it's worth it. You're spending another couple dollars, but you're getting a better quality steel. Look, the finish isn't the greatest, but I think that for the price and what we're doing on these things, I'm not expecting them to look like to look like a Klein tool, or to look, like some of the German tools, which are just flat out amazing. But a pair of pliers like this from some of the German companies like Weha probably cost you $50. And they're amazing and they're great quality, but I think for what most of us are doing every day, do you really need it? And then, of course, slip jaw pliers, probably the most omnipresent tool in anybody's toolbox. Goodness knows we've all rounded off fasteners about 400 times in our lives with these. Make the investment in a set of open-end box wrenches and some sockets and avoid that problem. But again, it's the same, the same quality steel, super, super easy to use. Again, it's one of these tools that's probably used in too many places it shouldn't be. But again, you just need to grab onto a fastener quickly. You got to grab on something to pull something. We had some wire stuck in a wall today that I really needed to get a lot of purchase on. And, for the $4 or $5 these cost, I'm not too worried about, if anything bad happens to them. But they're terrific. And kudos to Harbor Freight. When you get these new, they come, and look, I don't know how important packaging is. We care, of course, about how a tool performs at the end of the day, but they do. They come in a really nice packaging. They come in, the heavy-duty plastic like so many of the other things do these days. It helps prevent theft is a big part of the reason. But hey, they do come nicely packaged. But the tools do come with a light film of oil on them, so you're not going to, again, they take a little bit of care in these things. They're not junk. Harbor Freight, I remember Harbor Freight from years and years and years ago, and you wouldn't leave the store with anything that you planned on using more than one time, I think. And they've come a long way. And the Doyle line to me is the place to be in a lot of their hand tools. They're better than the Pittsburghs. Quins are good. But for the extra couple bucks, you get this. And now, of course, we've got the Icon line coming out, and we'll see how far they get into that. I know I've seen snap ring pliers and, of course, sockets, and everybody's talking about those, new tool chests and boxes and cabinets and all the things they've got in the Icon line. But that's, I think, for the average person, I don't care how much of a value it is, for $6,000 for an entire set of tools. I don't think we need storage that costs that much money. Just buy another set of pliers. Anyway, that's today's quick review of the Doyle, a couple of their pliers, and again, nothing but an A from me on how wonderful I think these are.